Hello YouTube, it's Michael here. Just doing a video on some of my miscellaneous video game stuff. I thought I could make a separate video for this. It's not all my miscellaneous stuff, but it's just a couple of things I've put together just to show you. But I'll get right into it. First things I'm going to show are the Game Shark accessories for some of the 5th and 6th generation consoles. This was for PS2. You have to have the memory card for some of them. They made a ton of different Game Sharks. These are all for PS2. Each one has a little bit different data on it, different codes and stuff. I'm not sure how much these go for. When I look them up, they vary a lot, and it all depends on which version you have. You know, I'm not big into cheating, but there are some games that are enhanced by cheating, or just fun. You know, once you've already beaten it, or, you know, there's a section that might be a little frustrating for you. Xbox made one, an action replay, actually. I think there was an action replay for PS2, but the Xbox one's becoming a little collectible now. GameCube one I wish I had again, and I don't, and that one's really collectible. GameCube stuff's pretty collectible in general. It came with the boot up disc, the manual, this memory card, and this USB. You can hook up to your computer and download more codes for it. So that's kind of cool. I don't see many of those actually. And then they made two different, actually three different things for the Sega Saturn. This is the best, hands down. It's the Action Replay Plus. It's got the 4 megabyte expansion for it. It allows you to play Japanese Sega Saturn games, and the pins aren't super thick on it like they are in the Game Shark. I was told that the pins are a lot thicker on the Game Shark, and it might actually mess up your motherboard a little bit. So I don't use the Game Shark as much. Plus, it's complete. There's 2 of them in here. I can't remember if I bought these separately, if it came with it, to be honest with you. But see, the pins are a little bit thicker on that, I think. Might be this one. But the Game Sharks definitely weren't as functional as the Action Replay, so I'd recommend the Action Replay over the Game Shark. If you can find the Game Shark for a decent price, you know, just go ahead and pick it up. This is kind of an obscure system, and that's the Atari Jaguar. I've had issues with this one just recently, so I'm trying to get it to work again. It used to work. They say it's a 64-bit system, but it really isn't. This wasn't a very good system. I didn't like the cartridges either, because, I mean, just look at the design of that. I don't know why they made them that ugly. But the system's not great looking either. The controller was terrible. That's the Atari Jaguar. That's what killed Atari, kind of. They're still around, making some games and stuff. Speaking of Atari, my in-laws picking up this Flashback 3, which is kind of cool. It's got 60 built-in games. Came with a poster with the box. I'm actually super happy that I got this. It's, like I said, it's got 60 games on it. I think it came with 2 controllers. I just took one out of the box in this system just to show you. But it's got some of the best games. It's not going to have any rare games on it like General Custer's Revenge or whatever that's called. Air Raid, Pepsi Invaders, anything like that. But it's got, you know, the staples. The staples of the Atari series. And Atari made a lot of shovelware, so it doesn't really, it has some on it, but it doesn't really include it. This is the system itself. It's light, but I think this is a good system. It's like I said, it's light, but I think it's well made. The controller ports are cool. It's got a built-in AV. It's a cool addition to have if you don't collect Atari and you want to play Atari games. I remember when I started collecting back, you know, 10 years ago, Atari games were super cheap. Like, I turned down like a box of 50 of them for $20 easily. Just because Atari's not that nostalgic for me. My parents did have one when I was growing up, but I also had an NES, so I definitely played the NES more. When I went and played the Atari as a kid, I'm like, man, these games suck compared to the NES. But that was just my opinion. A lot of people grew up on this, so there's a nostalgia factor there. This is not as like there's not as much as nostalgia factor for me. That's why I really like this version, just because I don't care about collecting for it that much. I will say this controller seems to be much more well made. The stick seems to be much more responsive. It's a better made controller in my opinion. You know, over time the electronics have gotten better and cheaper and stuff. So, but that's definitely a cool addition to have if you want to play Atari games and you don't feel like collecting for it. So, and then wanted to show these. There's cell arts that came. I had to order a DS system and pre-order the Zelda Phantom Hourglass to get this. Came with a certificate of authenticity. There's only 50,000 of them made. I don't think it's that expensive or anything. It's a little bit collectible. Zelda's definitely a collectible thing, but it's kind of cool to have. I didn't pre-order the DS or anything. I was friends with a lot of GameStop employees, and they used to throw me some free swag. And then there's the Metal Gear Acid one. I think I actually bought this from a flea market, but it doesn't have the certificate of authenticity or anything like the Zelda one does. But it's kind of the same thing. Metal Gear Acid was a PSP game. And then there are my 2 3DO games. I'm looking for more 3DO games. I have a Gold Star 3DO. They came in these long boxes. Sometimes you see them like this. I'd be willing to pick them up just like this. I think I have Gex for 3DO too, but that's disc only or something. But this is called Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. If you know anything about cyberpunk, they were I think they were like pen and paper RPGs back in the day, and they're making a Cyberpunk 2077, I believe. It actually looks interesting. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that game. So, but this is kind of a game based on that series. This one's Syndicate. It's got a different long box. I think this is where the manual went, and obviously this is where the disc goes. 3DO games, you know, if you like Sega CD games, you'll like the 3DO, but in my opinion, it wasn't like a real great gaming system. But nonetheless, I really try to collect for it. I have a hard time finding like 3DO, TurboGrafx, Atari Jaguar, CDI games, some of the more obscure systems. So I pick them up when I can find them for a reasonable price. You know, I've seen people price this game for $50. It's definitely not a $50 game. I think you could pick this up in the condition and the completeness that I own for $10 or under. And the only reason it's that much is because it's so obscure, so not a lot of people bought a 3DO or the game, so they're just a little bit harder to find than most platforms. And then there's a Gold 64 that I own. It has an expansion. This was a Toys R Us exclusive. It came with the Gold 64 controller, and I put the Lime Green in this. It's just a special edition, like Pelican case, built exactly for the 64. It protects it pretty well. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, it protects it really well. It's got this cool eggshell foam in it. But they made a ton of different iterations of this 64. You know, there's the classic black, atomic. I'm going to say all atomic for these colors, but like atomic orange, atomic purples, jungle green, smoke gray, watermelon. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. But to me, this gold one is the coolest. I always like gaming on a Gold 64. And just a quick note, you will see fakes out there, and they're not as well done, for sure. But Toys R Us did spray paint these too. This is a jungle green one. If you can, there's a way you can see it. There it is. As you can see, it's a jungle green. But all the Gold 64s I've ever seen are different colors and stuff that I just was spray painted. They weren't actually gold to begin with. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll see some people trying to fake these. You know, these go for about $100 complete. So just keep an eye out for that. But the gold one's definitely the coolest in my opinion. And the gold controller is cool. I try not to play on my color controllers that much. And this is definitely just a miscellaneous piece of stuff. But let's see if I can't roll it out here. And these are there are these cloth posters that I found online that this guy makes. I picked up a bunch of them. These are smaller. I picked up the smaller ones first because I wasn't sure what the quality or what they would look like, even though they're pictures and stuff. I just wanted to make sure that it's something that I wanted. But they make these posters huge. Now that I have it in person, these are really well done, in my opinion. And they make these posters for a ton of different animes and a ton of different games. I think they're super cool. I plan on hanging some of these up. I just moved into this place a little less than a year ago, so I'm still kind of setting up my game room. I'll show all these posters here. This one's Devil Summoner. Like I said, they're cloth. They're pretty well made. And like I said, they come in huge sizes too, like almost wall sized. And this is probably my favorite one. That's my Persona 3 one. And that one cool. Yeah, it's got Thanos. Not Thanos. Thantos, I think his name is. And all the Persona 3 main characters. But I support that guy. He makes some good stuff. I got a little extra time. I'll just throw a couple of extras in here. This was a Persona 4 Arena soundtrack. You came with pre-ordering the game. Actually, I like the Persona music quite a bit, so it's kind of cool to have. This is the Manakima soundtrack. It came with the box set, but that one's factory sealed. A lot of the animes I do enjoy some of the soundtracks for. Here's that Gex I was talking about. Yep, it's a 3DO game. Crystal Dynamics. Didn't they do Tomb Raider? Anyway, I do PC game every now and then, even though my PC's broken. I do enjoy some PC games. These aren't all of them that I own. I own some others, and they're packed up in a box. I don't display them that much. But this one's Rise of Nations, which was an awesome RTS. This one's called Aliens vs. Predator. This one was a pretty good version of it, actually. That's why I picked it up. This is the Diablo 2, one of my favorite RPGs. It definitely holds up even still today. I think that's great. This is the Diablo 2 expansion set. A guy at a flea market had like freaking 500 of these, and he was selling the Diablo 2 and the Diablo 2 expansion for $5 a piece, which was I picked up a bunch of them and sold them. But they came with the key codes, which was awesome, and the key codes still work. And a couple of other things that I'll show. You got the Baldur's Gate 2 collection, which is an awesome collection if you like Diablo type games. And then there's Tomorrow Game of the Year edition, which is awesome too. I own StarCraft, stuff like that. Let's show this thing. A little extra time. This one came in the limited edition Super Mario Brothers collection for the Wii. I worked at a movie store, and I don't know why they had that. They didn't even have the games, and I asked if I could have it, and they said yes. And I'm not exactly sure how you got this other piece, and that's the Super Mario Galaxy coin. It's kind of cool. It's got a certificate of authenticity. I'm not sure how many were made, but it's a cool piece to own. And I'll show. I wanted to show these. These are the, I got both of these in the Metal Gear Solid 3 limited edition. I thought you got this one with the Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm not sure. But, it's the Metal Gear Saga Volume 1, Volume 2. And then I got this one with the Metal Gear Solid 4 limited edition, which is the art book. But, that's pretty much it. Let me just show these. I'm always super proud to show off some of these. That's my Lunar Silver Star Story Complete Strategy Guide. My Chrono Trigger Nintendo Player's Guide. Pretty proud of that one. And my Final Fantasy 3 Player's Guide. One of my favorite RPGs, along with Chrono Trigger. But yeah, that's some of my more obscure things in my collection. Again, it's not all of them, but it'd take a while to go through all these things. I'm doing more videos as time goes on. And I appreciate everyone that's subscribed and commented and thumbs up. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment below. I take suggestions. I'll unbox anything you want me to unbox. But again, thanks for watching, and join me next time, guys. I'll see you later.